Hello again. This is me coming totally raw after a meditation. And I was writing and I just felt called to show up. This life is really not easy, and I know there's a butterfly. I know we're always told to think positive thoughts and try to stay so, constantly in manifestation mode. And while there is merit to that, it's not healthy to bypass our grief, and it's not healthy to bypass our pain and our struggle. And I feel like we all need to be a little bit honest with ourselves right now. And obviously, this is not going to apply to everybody. Some people are genuinely in such a great place in their life. And I don't necessarily believe in like inherently good or bad. Say hi to Aki. He is so cute. Okay. I don't necessarily believe like in innately good or bad. You know what I mean? But I do know that there is harder times and there is more pleasurable times. But I do feel like it's safe to say, as a collective, a general collective, there's a lot going on. Even for the people who aren't tuned into the politics and the social media and the celebrities and the nonsense, you're still more than likely sensing and absorbing the level of intensity. And even if you're not, you're most likely dealing with your own karma, the consequences of your past actions, your past life actions, the way that your spirit is trying to communicate with you. And sometimes that is not easy communication. It's not fluffy, it's not light, it's not beautifully angelic. Sometimes that communication is being real with yourself, and sometimes that communication is like a hard hitter. Like it's like hitting you, in the face with no real mercy. And that shit is not easy, it's really not. And for those of you who have chosen the path of healing and the path of radical self-honesty and the path of ascension, there's always the descent, there's always the facing of the lie, the facing of the story that has been playing out. And for me right now, personally, I feel like I've been in this cycle of healing and reflecting for years now. And sometimes it's like, fuck, like, you're just, like, when am I going to catch a break? You know what I mean? And the answer is, like, we don't know the answer to that question. Like, with all the manifesting and all that, you can't, there's just some things, like, I feel like the true path of the devotee is the path of surrender. And obviously, yes, you can create while you're in surrender. And I believe that surrender is an act of creation. There's so much surrender necessary to create your life. You know what I'm saying? Because you can put in all the intentions and all of the manifestation, but to truly trust that there is something far greater than what your mind and your limited ego can perceive and can imagine for yourself, to truly tap into that limitlessness, you have to surrender. And that is the hardest part, I feel. To surrender that you don't know when your big break's gonna be. No matter how many messages you get that, oh, the time is now, the time is now, the time is now. You don't really know, you know what I mean? And if you did, there would be no mystery. But the point that I was really trying to get to is, like, in this moment of collective grief and collective reflection and a lot of being put on like a halt, on a pause, there's such a need for us to help each other. Like, there's such a need for us to come out of our caves in an attempt to heal, and an attempt to connect, and an attempt to fill in the gaps for the people that are around us. Like, our collective joy is so important in times where our collective grief is this heavy and this strong. And in times where we're doing that heavier work, we're doing that shadow work for what seems like the 15th year of our life. And then we're programmed to start thinking about, you know, our future and our dreams in a world where everything feels so uncertain. It's not easy. It's literally not easy right now. And to maintain that place of trust, and to maintain that place of honestly even just energy and health and overall well-being and optimism is so challenging. And we need each other right now. And we need each other in a way that isn't, oh, I'm coming out with an ebook. Buy my ebook to help you heal. Like, no, it's like we need each other in an authentic way that is separate from this need for earthly like validation or recognition or support, or like a feeling like, oh, I did something with my life. Like, can we just be so honest with ourselves that like ever since 2020 things have not been the same, and there has been no real debriefing, there has been no real reflection, there has been no, it's like we've all been forced into this place of like meeting ourselves face to face, and that is not easy work. Like, obviously, yes, there are positive moments and that, you know, you're supported, but that doesn't take away from the toll that takes on your body. It even takes a toll on your body to expand your capacity to receive, to grow, to manifest, let alone the toll it takes on your body to grieve properly. And sometimes that push and pull is this feeling, it's so exhausting. It's so exhausting. And there's a level of support that only can really come from another. And it can only be really received when we open up and ask, and when we set intentions for that type of communal support. And I don't know, I really feel called to reminding you of that like, it's okay to not be okay, number one. Number two, you need help. I'm powerful as hell, and I need help. Especially because we've been grinding for years now. Like, if you know, you know. It's like, and it's just the more we empower ourselves and the more we like step forward, it's like another thing is just thrown, and another thing and another thing and another thing and another pushback. And it's like, it's like, oh my God, like, where's the end? You know, because this is generations. This is lifetimes. This is lineages. This is like, God. And to be the one that is like making strides in your ancestral lineage, to be the one that is doing the work that hasn't been done before, to be the one that is supposed to be a leader, oh my God, do you need help? And yes, we are helped naturally and innately, but closed mouths don't get fed. And I just feel like you deserve to be loved on. You deserve to be selfish with your energy sometimes when you have been maybe giving out too much. You deserve to say no when you don't have it in you. You deserve to say, hey, I need help. You deserve to say, you know what, I'm not going to rush myself. Actually, I'm going to give myself double the time to rest, more than I'm even comfortable with. You deserve to be like, hey, I need community. You deserve to be like, look, this is the real, and not have to put on this fake ass facade that you're just in some la la land. Like, yes, we can imagine, and we should be imagining the future that is bright and positive, but like, let's not pretend like we're not being faced with reality. Like, let's not pretend, like, let's be real that this shit is real. You know what I'm saying? And with that comes a need for rest. With that comes a need for receptivity. With that comes a need for grounding, protection, spiritual hygiene, but mostly help. And I don't know what that help looks like for you. Maybe you don't even know, but you can at least start to ponder, like, what would it look like for me in this phase of my life? Like, what do I need to be supported? What do I need from myself? What do I need to stop doing? What do I need to say no to? What do I need? Again, it goes back to this conversation that we've been talking about since spring of like, who am I now? And who you are now requires like a different level of help. Like, the bigger you get with your energy, the more expansive you become. It's not like you're suddenly going to need less support. The stronger you get, it doesn't suddenly mean you're going to need less support or less rest or less help. You're carrying so much. And there is a time and a need to put that down. Because maybe your spirit is asking for something from you that's so different than what you're asking for yourself. You might be asking, oh, I want to travel. Oh, I want to break this this tie and I want to do this thing. But maybe your soul is actually asking you to slow down. Maybe your soul's actually asking you to read a book. Maybe your soul is just asking you to journal. Maybe your soul is just asking you to clean your room. Like how are your needs? Like, you know what I mean? Like, and how can you balance like supporting others and also supporting yourself? You don't have to know the answer right now, but it's at least something that you could start asking yourself. And like also, healing isn't linear, and you're not a project. You don't have to be perfect every single day. You don't have to quantum jump timelines every single day. You don't have to say your affirmations every single day. You don't have to do that. It's just almost like you're making spirituality into this like capitalistic thing. Like, oh, I gotta do more, do better tomorrow. Like, that's not. No, give yourself a break. Seriously. Like, literally give yourself a break, please, if you can. That's my message. Peace and love.